The Galactic Scouts, a technologically advanced team of explorers, approached Earth with a sense of superiority. They observed its dimly lit surface and slow-moving satellites, deeming the planet primitive and unworthy of serious attention. The Scouts mocked Earth's darkness, interpreting it as a sign of stagnation rather than sophistication. They believed their advanced capabilities rendered them untouchable, their laughter echoing through their internal communications as they assessed Earth's outdated systems. Unbeknownst to them, humanity was far from oblivious. Earth's global defense network, while appearing rudimentary to an untrained observer, was equipped with layers of advanced, classified technology. Satellite systems, designed to appear conventional, were quietly monitoring every signal and movement from the Scouts' arrival. Earth's Black Ops Unit, a shadowy yet elite division, picked up the extraterrestrial signals within moments, activating their covert protocols. They worked in silence, aware of the high stakes but confident in their preparedness. The Scouts, operating under the assumption that Earth posed no threat, continued their study, unaware of the scrutiny they were under. Their actions were misinterpreted as innocuous bystanders rather than an organized defense unit. The visitors casually bypassed visible defense systems, misjudging the true extent of Earth's capabilities. They underestimated the value of Earth's seemingly haphazard infrastructure, failing to realize that every action they took was carefully observed, tracked, and analyzed by human operatives who excelled at operating in the shadows. The first sign of miscalculation came when their systems began picking up anomalies in Earth's digital communications. The Scouts were puzzled by the inconsistencies in Earth's transmissions. Signals were intermittent, seemingly chaotic, and layered with encryption that didn't match any known patterns. While the aliens dismissed this as rudimentary interference, the Black Ops Unit had already planted deliberate diversions, feeding false data into their systems to keep them guessing. The Scouts attempted to interact with human systems, only to find their advanced tools malfunctioning or yielding inconclusive results. What seemed to them like a malfunction was, in fact, the Black Ops Unit's strategic countermeasures. The operatives used outdated technology as a facade, allowing them to mask their advanced operations. They knew the aliens would dismiss anything appearing archaic, giving Earth's defenders the perfect cover to move undetected. As the Scouts continued their reconnaissance, they made several missteps in interpreting Earth's environment and behavior. Their attempts to interact with human structures yielded no responses, leading to a growing sense of confusion. Streetlights, for instance, were perceived as communication devices, and their failure to elicit a reaction amused the Scouts. This amusement, however, blinded them to the fact that their every move was tracked by Earth's network of cameras and heat sensors, all silently relaying data back to the Black Ops Unit. The Scouts began to feel the first pangs of unease when their reconnaissance drones started encountering interference. Their advanced systems, designed to operate undetected across galaxies, were being disrupted in ways they couldn't explain. They had underestimated the ingenuity of a species that thrived on problem-solving under pressure. The Black Ops Unit wasn't just tracking them, it was systematically probing for weaknesses, collecting data on their technology, and exploiting it with precision. The Scouts' internal communications shifted from casual humor to cautious analysis. They realized Earth's inhabitants might not be as primitive as they'd assumed. Yet, their pride prevented them from acknowledging the full extent of the threat. The aliens began recalibrating their systems, determined to overcome what they still perceived as minor obstacles. However, the more they adjusted, the more the Black Ops Unit adapted in turn, staying several steps ahead. Earth's defenders, though smaller in number and less technologically equipped by comparison, were experts in asymmetric strategy. They understood the Scouts' patterns and behaviors better than the Scouts understood Earth. This gave them an edge, allowing them to operate with surgical precision. While the Scouts relied on raw technological power, the Black Ops Unit leaned into unpredictability and ingenuity, ensuring the aliens never gained the upper hand. The Scouts soon realized that even their attempts at stealth were ineffective. Signals meant to remain undetected were intercepted and mirrored back to them, creating an illusion of being observed from every angle. These subtle but consistent disruptions forced the Scouts to rethink their assumptions about Earth. Their internal confidence began to waver as they realized the darkness, they had mocked might not be a sign of weakness but a deliberate strategy, honed through centuries of survival and resourcefulness. Every step the scouts took toward understanding Earth seemed to lead them further into confusion. They found themselves constantly adjusting, adapting, and reacting to an unseen opponent that operated with calculated precision. Earth's defenders, hidden in the shadows, thrived on the chaos they sowed in the scouts' operations. It wasn't about brute force or flashy displays of power, it was about being untraceable, unpredictable, and ultimately unbeatable in a realm the aliens had underestimated. The scouts' initial arrogance began to crumble as they encountered resistance in ways they hadn't anticipated. Their advanced tools and superior systems couldn't account for the human factor, the ability to think outside rigid algorithms and adapt to any challenge. By the time they realized they were being studied as closely as they were studying Earth, it was too late to retreat unnoticed. They were now entangled in a silent chess game, and every move they made was met with a calculated counter. As the scouts continued their attempts to study Earth, they began to see the planet not as a primitive anomaly but as a strategic marvel. The humans they had dismissed as unsophisticated were proving to be formidable adversaries, operating with a level of cunning and resilience the scouts hadn't encountered in any other species. While they had arrived with laughter and derision, they were now navigating a labyrinth of unseen forces that left them questioning their assumptions and abilities. What the scouts initially perceived as Earth's darkness was, in reality, a veil of mastery and defensive tactics, crafted by a species that had learned to thrive in the face of constant adversity. The aliens had thought they were the observers, but in truth, they were the ones being studied, outmaneuvered, and quietly humbled. The Galactic scouts quickly realized that Earth's defenses were far more intricate than they had initially presumed. Their advanced systems, designed to ensure superiority across galaxies, encountered resistance they could not have anticipated. Every move they made was countered by layers of human ingenuity, each response more calculated and precise than the last. What seemed like a primitive planet on the surface was proving to be a carefully guarded stronghold. As the scouts attempted to expand their reconnaissance efforts, Earth's Black Ops unit began to systematically dismantle their operations. Using a combination of stealth and strategy, the unit initiated targeted disruptions against the alien systems. Communications were jammed, navigation signals were scrambled, and probes were intercepted before they could relay critical data. Each move was deliberate, leaving no room for error. The scouts found themselves unable to maintain operational efficiency, their technology faltering under the strain of Earth's relentless countermeasures. The scouts, accustomed to overcoming less sophisticated civilizations with ease, were unprepared for Earth's highly adaptable approach. The humans were not relying on brute force. Instead, they used precision strikes that exploited every vulnerability in the aliens' systems. While the scouts relied on advanced algorithms and automated responses, the Black Ops unit countered with unpredictability, making their every action a calculated mystery. This asymmetry in tactics gave the humans an undeniable edge, forcing the scouts into a defensive stance for the first time in their history. The interference grew more targeted with each passing moment, and the scouts began to lose their operational cohesion. Data collected from their probes was subtly altered or rendered useless by advanced jamming systems. What they initially perceived as technological malfunctions revealed themselves as deliberate sabotage. The Black Ops unit's methods were so seamless that it was nearly impossible for the scouts to identify the source of their disruptions. This level of precision unnerved the alien crew, shaking their confidence. Despite their advanced capabilities, the scouts found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. Their ships, cloaked and virtually invisible to most forms of detection, were being tracked with unerring accuracy. Earth's network of satellites, ground-based sensors, and airborne drones operated with unparalleled synchronization. The scouts could not understand how a species they had deemed technologically inferior could so effectively neutralize their superior systems. Every attempt to outwit the humans resulted in failure, leaving them increasingly isolated and vulnerable. The Black Ops unit exploited every opportunity to assert control over the situation. Their approach was calculated, focusing on dismantling the scouts' technological advantage while keeping their own systems hidden. They used decoys and false signals to mislead the alien crew, creating an elaborate web of deception that left the scouts chasing shadows. Even when the aliens attempted to adapt their strategies, the humans were always one step ahead, anticipating their moves with uncanny precision. The scouts began to experience technological failures that were both subtle and devastating. Their reconnaissance drones, once impervious to disruption, started malfunctioning in ways that defied their understanding. Critical systems on board their ships began to exhibit anomalies, forcing them to divert resources toward diagnostics and repairs. The Black Ops unit's ability to infiltrate and destabilize their operations without revealing their presence was a testament to humanity's unparalleled skill in unconventional warfare. The psychological impact on the scouts was profound. They had entered Earth's orbit with confidence bordering on arrogance, but the unrelenting resistance they faced had eroded their sense of superiority. Every failure was a reminder of their underestimation of the humans' capabilities. They began to question not only their assumptions about Earth but also their own readiness to confront such a resourceful opponent. Their confidence gave way to doubt, and their actions became increasingly cautious. The scouts attempted to regroup, focusing on bolstering their defenses and improving their operational security. However, the humans were relentless in their pursuit of dominance. The Black Ops unit initiated a series of coordinated actions designed to exploit the scouts' weaknesses. They targeted key systems, disrupted communications, and created an environment of constant uncertainty. The scouts were forced into a reactive position, expending valuable resources to counteract the humans' relentless offensive. As the conflict escalated, the scouts began to understand the true nature of Earth's defenses. What had appeared as chaos and inefficiency was, in reality, a deliberate strategy. The humans had mastered the art of deception, using their perceived weaknesses as a shield to mask their true capabilities. The scouts realized that every assumption they had made about Earth was flawed. Their arrogance had blinded them to the reality of the situation, and now they were paying the price. The Black Ops unit continued to escalate their efforts, using every tool at their disposal to gain the upper hand. Their approach was methodical, targeting the scouts' vulnerabilities with precision and efficiency. They focused on dismantling the aliens' technological advantage while maintaining the secrecy of their own operations. Each move was a calculated strike, designed to maximize the scouts' confusion and minimize their ability to retaliate. The scouts' attempts to regain control of the situation were met with increasing resistance. Every strategy they employed was countered by the humans, who seemed to anticipate their moves before they were made. The Black Ops unit's ability to adapt and evolve in real time left the scouts struggling to keep up. Their technological superiority, once their greatest asset, had been rendered ineffective in the face of humanity's ingenuity. As the scouts continued to face setback after setback, they began to recognize the human strategy for what it was, a masterclass in asymmetrical warfare. The Black Ops unit's ability to operate in the shadows, exploiting every opportunity to destabilize the aliens' operations, was a testament to their skill and resourcefulness. The scouts realized that they were not just facing a technologically advanced opponent, but a species that had mastered the art of survival through adaptability and resilience. The conflict reached a tipping point as the scouts found themselves unable to maintain their operational effectiveness. Their systems were compromised, their strategies were countered, and their confidence was shattered. The humans had turned the scouts' greatest strengths into weaknesses, forcing them to confront the reality of their situation. The darkness they had mocked was no longer a sign of weakness but a symbol of humanity's unparalleled ability to thrive in the face of adversity. The scouts, faced with a level of resistance they had not anticipated, shifted their focus toward regaining control. They deployed their most advanced technologies, systems designed to overcome even the most sophisticated defenses. However, every attempt to neutralize Earth's interference only deepened their frustration. The humans had anticipated their strategies, countering with moves that were unpredictable and disorienting. The scouts began to realize that their reliance on technological superiority was not enough to secure dominance. Earth's defenders, while technologically outmatched in direct terms, leveraged their intimate understanding of strategy and adaptability. They thrived on exploiting weaknesses and using asymmetrical tactics to turn the tide in their favor. The scouts' efforts to outmaneuver the Black Ops unit only exposed further vulnerabilities, which the humans capitalized on without hesitation. The back-and-forth struggle was a relentless game of tactical wits, where either side could afford to misstep. The scouts' frustration grew as they encountered resistance on levels they hadn't encountered in other planetary incursions. Their technologies, designed for precision and dominance, struggled against the chaotic and innovative nature of human tactics. They attempted to deploy systems that could adapt in real time, but the humans' ability to operate with unpredictability made their strategies increasingly ineffective. Each new adjustment was met with a countermeasure that seemed almost designed in anticipation of their actions. Despite the escalating complexity of the conflict, the scouts refused to retreat. Their pride, bolstered by their long history of success in intergalactic encounters, kept them engaged. Yet, this very arrogance became a liability. They underestimated the resourcefulness of their opponents and overestimated the capacity of their own systems to overcome the unconventional methods employed by Earth's defenders. The result was a growing sense of disarray within the scouts' ranks. The humans, on the other hand, demonstrated a remarkable ability to stay ahead of the conflict. Their strategies were not reliant on any single advantage but rather a culmination of adaptability, ingenuity, and an acute understanding of their opponent's limitations. The Black Ops unit operated with precision, exploiting every miscalculation made by the scouts, and using each engagement to gain a deeper understanding of the aliens' systems. This constant evolution in tactics ensured that the scouts were perpetually on the back foot. As the scouts attempted to regain the upper hand, they began to encounter resistance not just in the physical realm but also in the psychological. The humans' ability to manipulate their perception of the battlefield created a sense of unease within the alien ranks. They could no longer trust the data being fed to their systems, as every signal and every piece of information seemed tainted with human interference. This eroded their confidence, turning their technological advantage into a source of uncertainty. The scouts' reliance on algorithms and automated decision-making proved to be a critical weakness. The humans, operating with intuition and adaptability, exploited the rigidity of the alien systems. Every time the scouts adjusted their tactics, the humans anticipated and countered, using strategies that defied conventional logic. The scouts, accustomed to dealing with predictable opponents, found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. This dynamic created a cycle of frustration and error that left the aliens increasingly vulnerable. As the conflict wore on, the scouts began to shift their focus toward understanding their opponents. They recognized that brute force and technological superiority alone would not secure victory. However, this realization came too late. The humans had already established dominance through their ability to outthink and outmaneuver their adversaries. Every attempt by the scouts to gain an upper hand was met with resistance that was as relentless as it was effective. The scouts' internal communications reflected their growing sense of doubt. Discussions shifted from strategies of domination to concerns about survival and the implications of their failure. They had entered Earth's orbit with confidence, mocking what they perceived as the planet's backwardness. Now, they were questioning their assumptions about not just Earth but also the nature of conflict itself. Their experience on Earth challenged their understanding of what it meant to confront an intelligent and determined adversary. The Black Ops unit maintained its pressure, ensuring that the scouts could never regroup or reorganize effectively. Their ability to exploit the aliens' every misstep was a testament to their expertise in unconventional warfare. The humans' tactics were a masterclass in adaptability, using their environment and resources to neutralize a technologically superior force. They demonstrated that raw power could be overcome with ingenuity and a willingness to take calculated risks. The scouts, recognizing their growing disadvantage, began to explore alternative strategies. They sought to identify patterns in the humans' tactics, hoping to find a way to predict and counter their moves. However, this effort proved futile. The humans' ability to operate outside of predictable frameworks made them an enigma. Every pattern the scouts thought they had identified was a carefully planted deception, designed to mislead and disorient. As the struggle continued, the scouts began to understand that their traditional approach to conflict was insufficient against an opponent like humanity. They realized that their technological advancements had made them complacent, relying on systems that were incapable of adapting to the fluid and chaotic nature of human strategy. This realization, while humbling, also forced them to confront their own limitations and consider the need for a different approach. The humans, meanwhile, continued to demonstrate the strength of their resilience and determination. They operated with a level of precision and efficiency that left no room for error, ensuring that every action they took was calculated to achieve maximum impact. Their ability to maintain this level of performance under pressure was a reflection of their experience in dealing with challenges that required constant innovation and adaptability. The Scouts' initial confidence had been replaced by a growing respect for their opponents. They began to view the humans not as primitive adversaries but as formidable competitors, capable of challenging even the most advanced civilizations. This shift in perception marked a turning point in the conflict, as the Scouts were forced to reconcile their assumptions with the reality of their situation. The humans, aware of their growing advantage, continued to press forward with their efforts. They recognized that the Scouts' reliance on technology made them vulnerable to tactics that leverage unpredictability and deception. By maintaining this approach, the Black Ops unit ensured that the aliens remained unable to regain their footing, forcing them to operate from a position of weakness. The Scouts, after prolonged resistance and failed attempts to outmaneuver Earth's defenses, found themselves at an impasse. Despite their technological superiority, they could no longer deny the efficacy of human tactics. Their systems were compromised, their strategies dismantled, and their confidence shaken. For the first time in their storied history of intergalactic exploration, they faced a situation where dominance was no longer assured. The realization that they were evenly matched forced them to reassess their approach. The Scouts initiated a cautious reassessment of their adversaries. Earth, once mocked for its perceived simplicity, was now viewed as a strategic enigma. Its defenders had demonstrated a level of coordination and foresight that rivaled even the most advanced civilizations the Scouts had encountered. This forced the Scouts to reconsider their objectives, moving from a position of arrogance to one of reluctant respect. They began analyzing their failures, not to dominate, but to understand. On the human side, the Black Ops unit recognized that the Scouts, though weakened, retained the potential to escalate. The operatives approached the situation with calculated patience, refusing to let up their pressure. They maintained their focus on gathering intelligence and fortifying their defenses. The humans understood that even a momentary lapse in vigilance could turn the tide. Every move they made was part of a larger strategy to secure Earth's position, ensuring that the Scouts could not regain the upper hand. Both sides reached a point where mutual recognition became inevitable. The Scouts, acknowledging their inability to overpower Earth's defenses, began searching for avenues of dialogue. Their attempts were tentative, rooted in a mix of pride and necessity. They sent coded messages designed to convey neutrality, hoping to open a channel of communication without appearing desperate. The Black Ops unit, ever cautious, responded with measured deliberation, ensuring that their own position of strength remained clear. As communication between the two sides developed, it became evident that both had reached a point of mutual respect. The Scouts, initially dismissive of Earth's capabilities, admitted to themselves that humanity's resourcefulness and ingenuity had surpassed their expectations. For their part, the humans recognized that the Scouts, though flawed in their assumptions, represented a significant and potentially valuable presence. This marked a shift in the dynamic, where confrontation gave way to exploration of shared interests. The Scouts, humbled by their experience, began to share fragments of their knowledge. They spoke of advanced systems and interstellar networks, offering glimpses of technology far beyond humanity's current capabilities. In return, the Black Ops unit revealed the strategic brilliance behind Earth's defenses. They explained how adaptability and unconventional thinking had been key to their success, offering insights into the human mindset that had allowed them to thrive in the face of adversity. Through these exchanges, both sides began to recognize the potential benefits of collaboration. The Scouts, despite their advanced technology, saw value in the humans' ability to think beyond established frameworks. Earth's defenders, though wary, acknowledged that the Scouts' knowledge could propel humanity's own technological evolution. What had begun as a confrontation now held the promise of cooperation, a possibility either side had anticipated at the outset. The scouts struggled to reconcile their initial perceptions of Earth with the reality they now faced. They had arrived with assumptions of superiority, expecting to observe and perhaps exploit a lesser civilization. Instead, they encountered a planet whose inhabitants had mastered the art of survival through ingenuity and resilience. This forced the scouts to confront their own biases, prompting them to reevaluate their approach to exploration and interaction with other species. Humanity, too, underwent a shift in perspective. The Black Ops unit, having defended Earth against a technologically superior force, recognized that their victory was not simply a matter of tactical brilliance, but a testament to the broader human spirit. This realization fostered a sense of pride, tempered by the awareness that future encounters might not end as favorably. The operatives began to consider how collaboration with the scouts could prepare humanity for challenges yet to come. The dialogue between the two sides grew increasingly productive. The scouts offered technical insights that could revolutionize Earth's energy systems, communications, and transportation networks. In exchange, the humans provided the scouts with a deeper understanding of strategic adaptability, demonstrating how unpredictability and creativity could overcome even the most advanced technologies. Both sides began to see each other not as adversaries, but as partners in a shared endeavor. This growing alliance was not without its challenges. Trust, while building, remained fragile. The humans, ever cautious, continued to monitor the scouts closely, ensuring that their actions aligned with their words. The scouts, though sincere in their overtures, struggled with the implications of their newfound respect for a species they had once deemed inferior. Both sides understood that the path forward required careful navigation, with no room for complacency. As the scouts prepared to leave Earth, they carried with them a profound sense of transformation. Their experience had challenged their assumptions and reshaped their understanding of what it meant to explore and interact with other civilizations. They departed not with the arrogance they had arrived with, but with a sense of humility and a newfound appreciation for the complexities of life on Earth. They left behind a legacy of lessons learned, both for themselves and for the humans who had proven to be their equals. For humanity, the encounter marked a turning point. The Black Ops unit, having successfully defended Earth, emerged as a symbol of the planet's ability to stand against even the most formidable challenges. Yet, the experience also highlighted the importance of preparation and collaboration. The knowledge shared by the scouts opened new avenues for advancement, offering the potential to propel humanity toward a future of interstellar engagement. In the end, the encounter between the scouts and Earth's defenders was more than a clash of wits and technology. It was a meeting of minds, a convergence of perspectives that revealed the potential for growth through mutual understanding. What began as a confrontation ended as a tentative partnership, one that held the promise of shaping the future of both species in ways neither could have imagined. The scouts left Earth changed, and the humans, too, stood poised on the brink of a new chapter, their place in the cosmos redefined. The encounter left both the scouts and humanity at a crossroads, where reflection and future strategy became paramount. For the scouts, the experience was a humbling revelation of their vulnerabilities. They had entered Earth's orbit with the belief that technological superiority was an unassailable advantage, yet they had been systematically outmaneuvered by a species they had underestimated. Their arrogance, rooted in countless prior successes, had blinded them to the unique challenges posed by humanity's ingenuity. This realization sparked an internal reckoning within their ranks. The scouts began to dissect the failure in detail, analyzing every decision and assumption that had led to their missteps. They identified overconfidence as their primary weakness and acknowledged that their reliance on predictable systems and linear strategies had made them susceptible to Earth's unconventional tactics. This marked a significant shift in their operational philosophy, as they recognized the need to incorporate adaptability into their advanced systems. Their once rigid protocols started to evolve, informed by the lessons they had learned during their engagement with humanity. Humanity, too, emerged from the encounter transformed. The Black Ops unit's success in neutralizing a superior extraterrestrial force reinforced the value of their strategic principles: adaptability, ingenuity, and resilience. However, the experience also served as a sobering reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. The Scouts' presence had proven that humanity was no longer alone in the universe, and while they had successfully defended their planet this time, the potential for future encounters demanded increased preparedness. The technological insights shared by the Scouts offered humanity an unprecedented opportunity to advance. Energy systems, communication technologies, and propulsion methods that had previously seemed like the realm of science fiction were now within reach. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to integrate this newfound knowledge into existing systems, ensuring that Earth could both defend itself and thrive in an interconnected cosmic landscape. These advancements, while transformative, were approached with caution, as humanity remained vigilant about the possibility of unintended consequences. The Scouts, as they prepared for their departure, found themselves grappling with a profound respect for humanity's capabilities. Their initial impressions of Earth as a dim, inconsequential planet had been entirely overturned. They had witnessed firsthand the strength of a species that thrived under pressure, using creativity and resourcefulness to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. This respect extended beyond admiration for humanity's tactics. It also encompassed an appreciation for the culture and resilience that had shaped such an effective defense. Both sides understood that the encounter had implications far beyond their immediate conflict. For the Scouts, it was a stark reminder that even the most advanced civilizations could not afford to disregard the potential of those they deemed inferior. It reinforced the importance of humility, and the need to approach exploration with openness rather than presumption. For humanity, the encounter provided a sense of validation, proving that they were capable of holding their own in a vast and complex universe. The relationship between the Scouts and humanity remained tenuous, built on a foundation of mutual respect but tempered by lingering mistrust. Both parties were acutely aware of the delicate balance they needed to maintain. For the Scouts, this meant ensuring that their departure did not leave behind any traces that could disrupt Earth's security or autonomy. For humanity, it involved monitoring the Scouts' movements and ensuring that any future interactions were carefully managed to protect their interests. As the Scouts departed, they left behind a legacy of lessons that extended beyond technology and tactics. They had demonstrated the value of collaboration and the necessity of viewing challenges through multiple lenses. This perspective encouraged humanity to think beyond traditional frameworks, fostering a spirit of innovation that permeated every aspect of society. The encounter became a catalyst for progress, inspiring new approaches to problem-solving and a renewed commitment to unity in the face of external challenges. For humanity, the experience underscored the importance of vigilance and preparation. The Black Ops unit, while successful in this instance, recognized the need to continuously adapt and evolve. They began developing new protocols and training regimens to ensure that Earth's defenders could respond to a wider array of threats. Investments in research and development surged, driven by the understanding that survival in an interconnected universe required constant innovation. The Scouts' departure was not marked by triumph or defeat but by reflection and growth. Both sides carried forward the lessons of their encounter, applying them to their respective journeys. For the Scouts, it was a reminder of the complexities of exploration and the importance of humility in the face of the unknown. For humanity, it was a validation of their strength and a call to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. In the years that followed, the encounter became a pivotal moment in humanity's history. It was celebrated not only for the tactical victory but also for the broader implications it held. The integration of alien technology accelerated progress across multiple fields, transforming industries and reshaping daily life. At the same time, the experience fostered a sense of global unity, as people recognized the importance of cooperation in the face of external challenges. The Scouts, meanwhile, carried the experience with them as a cautionary tale. They began to reframe their approach to exploration, placing greater emphasis on understanding and collaboration rather than domination. Their interactions with other civilizations became more nuanced, informed by the respect they had gained for humanity's resilience. The encounter with Earth had not only changed their perception of humanity, but also their understanding of their role in the cosmos. As humanity advanced, they remained acutely aware of the responsibilities that came with their newfound knowledge. The technological advancements gained from the Scouts were used to strengthen global infrastructure, enhance defense systems, and explore the possibilities of interstellar travel. At the same time, efforts were made to ensure that this progress did not come at the expense of ethical considerations. Humanity recognized the importance of balancing ambition with responsibility, knowing that their actions would shape the future of their place in the universe. The encounter left a lasting legacy, serving as a testament to the power of adaptability and the importance of humility. It demonstrated that even in the face of overwhelming odds, resilience and ingenuity could prevail. Both the Scouts and humanity emerged from the experience transformed, carrying forward the lessons they had learned and applying them to their respective paths. What had begun as a confrontation had evolved into an opportunity for growth, proving that even the most unlikely of encounters could hold the potential to shape the course of history.